In the past, the giant panda and red panda were subjects of debate over their relationship to one another. Due to some similarities in anatomy, the giant panda was initially believed to be closely related to the red panda and named after the smaller animal. Today, we know that these two are not of the same family, and that the red panda actually belongs to its own family. Even though it is lesser known, the red panda was discovered by Europeans before the giant panda, as far back as 1825. It was initially known only as the panda, and due to its appearance, was classified into the same family as the raccoon, called the procyonids. The giant panda was not discovered by Westerners until 1869, when French priest and zoologist Armand David obtained the remains of pandas while working in China. David believed the panda to be a bear and sent the remains to Alphonse Milne Edwards at the National Museum of Natural History in Paris. Milne Edwards noted unusual skeletal features of the giant panda and saw it as being intermediate between bears and raccoons. It was not until 1898, however, that a connection between the giant panda and the red panda would be made. At that time, the new director of London's Natural History Museum, Sir Edwin Ray Lancaster, examined leg and foot bones of the giant panda. Lancaster had previously noticed that the panda's skull was shorter than that of known bears, being more in line with the red pandas. He also saw the teeth as being more like that of a red panda or raccoon. When examining the leg and foot bones, Lancaster found that they too more closely resembled those of a red panda than they did a bear. In particular, the giant panda and red panda both have an enlarged wrist bone that serves as a false thumb. Because of these similarities, Lancaster proposed that the giant panda and red panda were close relatives, and that the giant panda should be part of the raccoon's family. This resulted in the giant panda remains being removed from the bear section of the museum. It would also no longer be referred to as the party-colored bear, but instead the great panda. This would also mean that the red panda would be called the red or lesser panda to distinguish between the two species. Because a live giant panda had not yet been brought back to the Western world, it was unknown to most people. The public, therefore, would always know the bear by the name panda. Today, because of genetic comparisons, we know that the giant panda is a bear whose extinct ancestors branched off into their own separate lineage. In other words, all other living bear species share a more recent common ancestor with each other than they do with the giant panda. The red panda, despite its similar appearance, is no longer classified into the same family as the raccoon. Instead, it is now believed to be the last living species of a separate lineage. This family was once found throughout Eurasia and was more carnivorous than the living red panda. One species, the cougar-sized Cimoscion batelleri, is of interest because its paw bones had an extra digit, like in the red panda. This means that the false thumb must have evolved earlier in the family for some other purpose, and later became useful for the red panda in its herbivore lifestyle. Because bears are not that closely related to the red panda family, the false thumb must have evolved twice. The false thumb evolving in two separate groups is a good example of just how unpredictable that evolution can be.